Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Om Akhandananda Sambodha Vandanatyasya Jayate Govindam Tamaham Vande Chidananda Tanum Gurum. So yesterday we saw Pratyak Brahma Vicharapuram Bhayoho Yekatta Bodhat Vina Kaivalyam Purushasya Siddhyate Parabrahmatmata Lakshanam Nasnanaihi api Kirtanaihi api Japaihi no Kritra Chandrayanaihi no Vadvara Yajñānādeva no Mantra Tantrairapi. We saw this that without the Pratyak Brahma Vicharapuram, without the identity, knowledge of identity between the individual self and the absolute self, the Jiva and the Ishvara, kaivalya purushasya na siddhyati. The moksha is impossible for anybody. This we saw. Other than this, without this means, other than this, there is no other means for anyone to gain realization, liberation. Now, with this, when we have a doubt, what are the other things you are talking about? Not my system, right? So for that he says, no, snanahi api, whether it is taking bath, etc., in different holy sites and holy rivers and holy places, or kirtanehi, singing songs, carols, and whatever that is, japaihi, through the japa, etc., Krichra Chandrayani and the penance, different kinds of vratas like the Chandrayana vrata, etc., or Advara Yajna Dana Nigamaihi, or through the practices that the Advaryu, I have already explained it in two different ways. Either you can take it as the Advaryu Kruta Yajna, the yaga performed by the Advaryu, or yaga and yajna. I explained the difference between what is yaga and yajna and what is yaga and homa, etc. clearly. Now, advaryu means, I also explained, there are four ratiḥs, there are four priests which basically when you need for performing a big homa, fire oblation. The Rigvedi Pandit is called as a hota, the Yajurvedi Pandit is called as a advaryu, then the Samaveda Pandit is called as a udgata, and the not basically the Atharvaveda Pandit, but the Pandit who knows everything, the karmas clearly, he is called as Brahma. So these kind of, even if you perform using these people, you will not be able to gain. So then there are some people who have this kind of interest in the sense they are not ready to give up everything. They are hung up in different things. So they say, but it is said that you have to perform the tantras. Only tantras will work in Kali Yuga. And they'll have they have these kind of Upanishads, written Upanishads. Upanishads are not written, but I'm talking about the written Upanishads, like Kalisantarana Upanishad, etc., where they'll bring it and they'll say, no. There is a mantra, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. If you chant this mantra, then you will be liberated. All these ideas are put in our head. This is all because they are not cheating us. We are letting them, begging them, asking them to cheat us. Because we are not clear about the goal. We are not clear about the means. So, since we have this hangover for other things, these people take it as an opportunity. That is why the Vedanti always strikes very hard. He hits very hard and he is very strong in setting things. But the other people, the idiots, I'll call them idiots. There is no soft glowing them. So these idiots, what they will do is, that's why Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita says, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti. These people are people who speak flowery words, nice words, useless words. At the end of the day, they are not going to be of any use. Neither they understand that, nor the people who read it understand it. There is no point in that. That is why he is bringing it again. He is stressing the point again and again, till we get that only the knowledge is the only means for liberation. Till that he is going to repeat it again, and I am not going to leave it also. So jñānādeva kaivalyam iti śrutyā nigadyate jñānasya muktihetutvamanyavyāvṛttipūrvakam. jñānādeva kaivalyamiti śrutyā nigadyate jñānasya muktihetutvam anyavyāvṛttipūrvakam. So the Shruti, like we saw, nānyah pantha vidyate ayanaya, there is no other path to gain this absolute ayanaya, for gaining this self. Then there is this Shruti, jñānādeva kaivalyam, jñānādeva kaivalyam. There are 4 words. Actually, there is no need for 4 words. Jñānād kaivalyam, 2 words are enough. Jñānād kaivalyam, through the 5th case, jñānād, 5th case, okay? Through the knowledge, kaivalyam, liberation. Knowledge, liberation through knowledge. That is enough. You understand, right? Jñānād kaivalyam, over. No. The problem is, we have a doubt. Yeah, is knowledge enough? So he has to add one important word, tu. Definitely. Definitely through knowledge, liberation is possible. To show that, he has to say tu. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have seen this kind of things. Yeah, knowledge also is, but there are other methods also, right? Then, if you are hungover with respect to the other methods, then there starts religion. Till then, you will be Vedanti. When you start accepting the ideas of other, then you are into religion. Even those religions which hates, which prescribes, which only sticks to even people religion, and even those philosophers who prescribe only the knowledge, even there in their places, you will find only the puja and all these activities. Because people are not ready to understand, accept their teaching. That is why he says, jñānādeva. The Shruti says, jñānādeva, only, alone. Only jnana, only knowledge. Knowledge alone is definitely means for liberation. No other means that is possible. So he says, iti śrutyā anyavyāvṛttipūrvakam. This eva is to remove it, negate the other possibilities. Probably there is no. Probably no. Even the moment you start with this probably, maybe, then immediately you have to say no. There is no possibility. Like, let us simply say, you are in search of a person. If you are in a search of a person, you have to understand what is his height and what is his weight and what is his color and what are his characteristics, etc. Instead of that, if you are going to take dip in Ganges and all these places, holy places, visit holy places and holy sites and do holy activities and all that, will you be able to find the person? Even if the person comes and stands in front of you, or even if when you are going to ask, I am in search of this person, but I have to go and take bath in this place, where should I go? Even you will be talking to that very person you are in search of, but you will not be realizing, understanding that you are in front of that person. Because you are not using the proper method. Similarly, with understanding the substratum that this is rope, you will never be able to get rid of the superimposed snake. No means taking bath, doing japa, no means is capable to remove the erroneous knowledge. That is why we call that erroneous knowledge mithya jnana, wrong knowledge, illusory knowledge. And that mithya jnana can be only removed through samyak jnana and no other possibility. Samyak jnana means right knowledge. The wrong knowledge can be removed only through the right knowledge, and no activities or no other possibilities are there for removing it. So he says, muktihetutvam nigadyate. The means for mukti is only knowledge. By removing all the other possibilities, Shruti establishes that only knowledge is the means for liberation. Okay. Then he says, vivekino viraktasya brahmanityatvavedinaḥ tadbhāvecchoranityārthe anityārthe tatsāmagrye kuto ratiḥ. Vivekinaḥ viraktasya brahmanityatvavedinaḥ tadbhāvecchoranityārthe anityārthe tatsāmagrye kuto ratiḥ. Vivekinaḥ viraktasya. Vivekinaḥ viraktasya. Viveki, discriminative. Virakta, dispassionate. So a person who is discriminative and a person who is dispassionate. By that we have established the first two sadhanas. Then he says brahmanityatvavedinaḥ. By saying brahmanityatvavedinaḥ, he is establishing the uparati also. How can brahmanityatavedi? Brahmanityatavedi means what? One who understands that Brahman is eternal. How can that be uparati? We have been discussing that. A person who understands what is satya understands what is nitya. We said that truth is eternal. Eternal and truth are not two different things. I am in search of eternal truth. If you are in search of eternal, that is truth. If you are in search of truth, that is eternal. There can be no eternal truth. That's a stupid statement, like the middle center. There can be no eternal truth. Truth is eternal, because what is eternal and what is truth? Truth is that which is not negated in all three periods of time. Trikala badhyatam. And eternal means that which is not negated in all three periods of time. So truth is eternal, eternal is truth. There can be no eternal truth. No possibility. You cannot adjectively qualify that truth. Any qualification, any adjective for the truth is useless. So he says brahmanityatvavedinaḥ, a person who understands these things. Because what did we learn from uparati? Through uparati, that which is gained through any karma, any which way, the four methods of karma, the four possibilities of karma, they are limited. Because whatever is gained through activity is limited. The self is limitless. That is what we understood. I am limited by space, time and causation. Space, I am here, not there. Time, I am now, not before 100 years, not after 100 years. Causation, I am not a table and table is not me. So I am limited by time, space and causation. So this idea I have. So he says Brahman is not limited either by time, space or causation. So because it is not something which is an effect of a karma activity. So he, one who has a veka and vairagya, also uparati. Because now samadhi shatka sampatti, he is putting it as a capsule of uparati. Uparati is the prime for all the other shamadama, etc. So tadbhāvecchoranityārthe, for gaining, desiring to gain that. Tadbhāvecchoranityārthe means mumukṣu. Moksho mein bhuyati dridiccha. A person who desires to be that, not become that. Tadbhava means tadbhavitum ichchuhu. No, not that. He doesn't desire to become that. You cannot desire to become something else which is not possible. You cannot desire to become yourself. Both. You cannot desire to become something else, or you cannot desire to become yourself. Both are impossible. I cannot desire, see, I walk 5 kilometers, I can reach the next village. I cannot desire to travel 5,000 kilometers to reach me. Not possible. No amount of activity can give me me. So tadbhāvecchoranityārthe, and this desire is not something which is qualified to be called as desire. Since we are talking about the worldly, using worldly language, we say it as desire. Otherwise, there are two types of desires, we said. Praptasya praptihi, apraptasya prapti. You can gain something which is already gained, and you can gain something which is not already gained. The gaining of something which is already gained is because you had ignorance. Now you have knowledge regarding that you already have it. So that is gaining. So that is the kind of gaining we are talking about. Praptasya praptihi, that we have already gained, we desire to gain that because of our ignorance. So anityārthe tatsāmagrye, for that kind of person who desires the liberation. Tad means here brahmabhāvamabhīpsunā, person who desires to become the Brahman. Because Brahmaveda, Brahmaiva bhavati. Brahmavidu, Brahmaiva bhavati. These two statements, they are two different statements. Brahmaveda and Brahmavida. Brahmaiva bhavati is common. Brahmaeva bhavati is common. Brahmaveda in one and Brahmavida in another. One who knows the Brahman becomes verily the Brahman. How does that happen? Because he understands his inherent nature. So he says, for one who understands that anityārthe tatsāmagrye, something which is non-eternal, and the means to gain those non-eternal things, because whatever means, through whatever means you achieve whatever, that is non-eternal and that is not yourself. So kuto ratiḥ, where will be he interested in it? How will he be interested in it? There is no possibility of being interested in something which is a non-eternal, which is not his self, because he is desiring only to be that self. Tadbhāvecchoranityārthe. So he is stressing that tasmādanitye svargādau sādhanatvena coditam nityaṃ naimittikaṃ cāpi sarvaṃ karma sasādhanam muktihetutvamanyavyāvṛttipūrvakam parityājyaṃ brahmabhāvamabhīpsunā. Tasmāt, therefore, anitye svargādau sādhanatvena coditam nityaṃ naimittikaṃ cāpi sarvaṃ karma sasādhanam mumukṣuṇā parityājyaṃ brahmabhāvamabhīpsunā. Tasmāt, therefore, anitye svargādau sādhanatvena coditam. Anitye svargādau, in something which is non-eternal, the heaven, etc. And the means to gain that, which is coditam, prescribed. Chuda prerane is the root word. Chuda prerane. Prerane means to prod us, to guide us. The Vedas, normally, Choda is the word which is used for vidhi. Chodita means Veda. Veda is also Chodana. It's also referred to with this word Chodana, Lakshana, Orthodharma, Veda. Though it is an injunction, they don't understand, accept that as an order. Injunction normally means order. Here we don't understand it in that sense. We understand it as prescription. If you desire heaven, you have to do that. You can do that. There are options. This karma, that karma, that karma. There is no compulsion. You have to do that whether you are interested or not, because it's Veda. No, there is no compulsion like that. If you are interested in heaven, you do this fire oblation. If you are interested in this object, you perform those karmas. So there are different options given to you to gain the desired object. So that those karmas and the results of those karmas, nityaṃ, naimittikaṃ, cāpi, sarvaṃ cāpi karma. All the karmas, nitya, naimittika and other karmas, sasādhanam, along with its means. Here he is bringing something very beautiful. I already said there are some people who, even while giving up everything, taking renunciation, they don't want to leave their hair. Or there are people who don't want to give up there are a set of people who will say, oh, then they say give everything up, you have to just add an adjoinder, say accept my mantra, guru mantra. Oh, you have to give up everything. What guru mantra? Guru mantra also should be given up if you are taking sannyasa. So he says sasādhanam karma. Karma along with its means. What is karma? Karma, if you accept it as activity, sadhana, the means are for a yaga kind of activity, homa kind of activity, the means are the ladle, etc., the spoon kind of thing, which is, we call it srug and sruva. They are the means. You need to have the spoon, ladle, to throw the ghee, clarified butter, into the fire, and a vessel to hold the rice, etc. Right? So that you have to use. And if you accept the karma to be, in Sanskrit there is a sutra, kartru abhipsitamam karma, that which is most desired by the karta is karma. I don't desire the yaga. No, yaga or homa or any fire oblation, they are all time consuming and very troublesome. I don't desire that, but I have to do that because I desire heaven. So most desire is not the fire oblation, but the heaven. So the means for that is the fire oblation, etc. You understand? So I have to give up that along with this. along with the means. That is why he says karma sadhanam cāpi. All the karmas. So now you have to say, no, except nitya naimitti karma. Nitya naimitti karma, if you don't do, you will incur pratyavaya dosha. No. You are afraid of giving up the karmas. And a person who has not performed the karmas does not have the eligibility to give up the karmas. And a person who has not performed the karmas properly also does not have the eligibility. We are talking about a person who has performed the karmas, because once you perform the karmas properly, you will gain the vairagya. Yadahareva virajet tadahareva pravrajeti. Shruti very clearly says, the day you gain the vairagya, you give up it up. So, sasādhanam karma. You have to give up the karma along with its means, whatever be the means. brahmabhāvamabhīpsunā. If you desire to gain the brahmabhāva is like the Vishnoho paramam padam, tad Vishnoho paramam padam. There is a Vedic statement, tad Vishnoho paramam. That is the Vishnu's abode. We are not talking about Vishnu and abode as two different things. Vishnu is the word from Vishulru Vyaptau. The root word Vishulru Vyaptau, all pervading. So Vishnu, he who is Vishnu, this all pervading. That is the idea, like Rahu's head. So here also he says, a person who desires to be that Brahman, to get rid of his ignorance, he mukṣuṇā, for that mukshu, parityājyaṃ, he should have to definitely give up the karmas completely. Parityājyaṃ, parityaha means absolutely, completely. All the means under the other methods, he has to give up. There is no choice here. You cannot say, oh, here svargādau sādhanatvena as the means for swarga, etc. Kamya karma and sakama karma, the kamya phala and sakama karmas are given up. Under nitya naimittikaṃ, you should not give up. Anyway, you are going to give up the prohibited karmas, nishiddha karmas. So, nitya naimittikaṃ, don't ever have these kind of fancy ideas. Only giving up the karmas, after performing it properly, giving up the karmas is the only means. So he says, mumukṣorapi karmāstu. Now, I have told you time and again that Bhagavan Bhashyakara in his commentaries, Bhashyas in different places, sticks to one important point repeatedly again and again. Wherever he gets a chance, he does that, which is condemning the combination of jnana and karma. It's called as jnana karma samuccaya, the combination of jnana with karma. People who don't have the clarity, they want the karma also along with the knowledge. They think that karma is useful for gaining the knowledge. For those people, Bhagavan Bhashyakara repeatedly condemns this jnana karma samuccaya. Because there are people, there are siddhi texts, 5 texts which are called siddhi texts, 5 siddhis, pancha siddhi. One is advaita siddhi, ishta siddhi, swarajya siddhi, naishkarmya siddhi, brahma siddhi. This is not in that order, but this is the idea. Brahma siddhi, ishta siddhi, etc. Brahma siddhi, ishta siddhi, advaita siddhi, naishkarmya siddhi, advaita siddhi, and swarajya siddhi. That's the order probably. This ishta siddhi, this text, it's a very old text, where probably that is the first text before Brahma siddhi. Ishta siddhi, Brahma siddhi, that's probably the order. But the point is, ishta siddhi is written by a person called Mandana Mishra, who is attached to the karmas. So he very much prescribes, though it's a Vedantic text, he very much prescribes that don't give up the karmas. You have to perform the karmas for gaining the realization. And there are some people who have these kind of ideas. So to condemn them, he is doing that here also. From here 174 till 205, he is condemning the combination of knowledge and karma. And in the first 3 shlokas, he is giving the idea of what the opponent desires. mumukṣorapi karmāstu śravaṇaṃ cāpi sādhanam hastavadvayametasya svakāryaṃ sādhayiṣyati yatha vijrumbhate dīpah rujikarana karmana yatha śravaṇajo bodhah vamso vihita karmana. atah sāpekshitam jnānam athavapi samucchitam mokshasya sādhanam iti vadanti brahmabhāvamabhīpsunā. So these three shlokas, he is giving a broad idea. mumukṣoho api karma astu śravaṇaṃ ca api sādhanam hastavadvayametasya svakāryaṃ sādhayiṣyati. What does he want to say now here? He says, mumukṣoho api karma śravaṇaṃ api sādhanam astu. Even for the mumukshu, let there be karma and śravana. Śravana, jnana, and the karma as the means. Why don't you accept them both as the means? Why should we accept both as the means? One is good enough, which is jnana. Jnana, śravana is good enough to give the liberation. There is no need for associating it with the karma. No. Understand? I give you a logic. Because like these people, this Zen Buddhism, there is a kind called, there's a thing called Kuan there. It's kind of riddle. Like they say, drinking coffee, tea from an empty cup and making sound with one hand. All these ideas are very beautiful, but it is highly impractical. You can make sound with one hand if you slap someone. Not alone. It cannot be made. Where with single hand, you cannot make any sound. So, to get rid of that idea and to make you understand what the sound of one hand means, it is only knowledge. That is the sound advice which can be given, not to anything else. So, to say that, he says, karma and jnana are like two hands. See, doing something, even an expert, if you are able to do something with one hand, a person with two hands will be able to do it better. No. I have seen some people who don't have two hands, but they are able to do painting and all with their using the mouth as a hand and all that, painting beautifully. With leg, they paint beautifully. They write beautifully. True. But they cannot do every act. They can do practice one thing and perfect that, but not everything. I can be jack of all arts. I can use both my hands. I can paint. Maybe modern art. I can just put my hand on the paint, touch different places of the canvas. Good painting. So there he says, śravaṇaṃ karma cāpi sādhanam astu. Let both be. Why? Because hastavadvayam svakāryaṃ sādhayiṣyati. Like hands, two hands coming together make sound, or with two hands you are able to perform a simple thing which you are expert using one hand in a better way. Like that, let the knowledge and karma be combined together to give you even faster, quicker result of liberation. So for that, we'll explain. We'll see this. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.